So I'm very excited, everybody. We are going to be talking today about how to thrive with social media marketing, even during uncertain times. And what I have found when I'm speaking with business owners over the last couple of weeks is there are a lot of feelings. There are a lot of circumstances that feel like things aren't the same. And many business owners, and this could be you, are feeling like, how do I show up? What do I need to change? What does this look like? And so my goal over the course of our next 90 minutes is that I am going to be able to give you some real practical strategy that you could begin implementing and putting into practice. And I also would like to encourage you to know that I like to, in addition to thinking like high level strategy of how you need to be thinking of social media in your business, I really like to make sure that I'm giving people some practical, tactical things that are actually things that they could go and implement and begin doing. I also want to start out by saying that social media takes time. And I believe that anyone that genuinely wants to see social media grow their business has to realize that from a marketing positioning, this is a long term play. That being said, I have been in the digital marketing space for a number of years. I'm going to share with you just a little bit more about that. But my goal is that you will see that even in the midst of this whole COVID-19, things not feeling like they're normal, I am a true believer that I don't believe that things are going to ever go back to maybe exactly how they had been, just based on what we're all experiencing right now and how the circumstances are different. So, yes, we will eventually be able to maybe open our doors if we're a brick and mortar. Yes, we will eventually be able to have those live events. But we as humans, we as people, probably are going to just maybe be wired a little bit differently. And I think that when we are adaptive as leaders and as business owners, and we just can be willing to embrace some of the changes and be willing to make some small tweaks, that it can allow us to honestly sometimes be even better than we were before. So with that being said, I am a visual person. You all hopefully can hear me now. I'm going to be sharing with you some slides, and I want to invite you to know that I'm going to be spending this bulk of our time together giving you helpful information. Get your notebook out, grab your sweet tea, and please, by all means, feel free to know that I'm not necessarily holding back. I also would like to encourage you, if you have a social media marketing question, I would love for you to know I am saving some time at the end of this to be able to answer your question. And you'll have two ways to ask. You'll be either typing it in the chat box, or you'll be able to actually ask me. But just for the sake of time, I'm telling you that now so you can be thinking it, but don't type it in the chat box now, because 50, 60 minutes from now, when we might be at a place where we're ready to take some questions, I don't want to have to scroll back and look for it. So just kind of keep that in mind if I don't answer your question. So with that being said, let us go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. So right now, everybody should no longer see me all big in your screen. You should see my slides, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to get started. I love to just kind of start off by praying. I just want to invite God to be here with us during this time. So we're just going to pray real quickly, and then we'll dig in. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this morning that you have given us to come here today. I know, Father, that there will be many that watch this later on the replay, and I just thank you for technology giving us the ability to show up, to do this, and to just really be able to pour into the leaders that you would have be able to strengthen their marketing and how they are showing up in social media. Pray the Father, the Holy Spirit would just be over this time today. And I just want to pray, Father, just protection and a hedge of just blessings among all of those that are here today, Lord. And I just pray that you'd give them wisdom and clarity and just speak through me during this time. We pray this in your heavenly name. Amen. All right, let's keep going. So here's what I want for you guys to know. I want to be giving you 3 things that you can take action on in your business. I kind of want you to imagine, if you are a note taker, I want you to get out a blank piece of paper, or wherever you like to write notes. I want you to get your pen, and I just want you to just be open to what feels like a nudge of what you needed to hear and write that down. I'd rather you not necessarily feverishly be writing down like every single thing, but really ask yourself, what really seem like the top 1, 2, 3 things that you can actually go and take action on based on the time that you are spending here today. So Proverbs 21:21 says, whoever pursues righteousness and love finds life, prosperity, and honor. And I love that as an encouragement in my life as a wife and as a mom, but I love that as an encouragement in my business. So here's why I love for you to listen today, and I appreciate so much your time. I want you to know that I am a digital missionary, and I absolutely love being able to come alongside leaders like you and help you increase your business. Yes, even right now during crazy, crazy times. If we're new to one another, I want to let you know that I am a CEO of my own company. I've actually built 2 companies all on the back of social media, very different business models. One was hyper local, small town, 30-mile radius. And then there is my Sweet Tea social marketing brand, where I honestly have built a global business, which has led me to have fantastic clients, amazing opportunities, and to honestly have this chance to be right here talking with you and talking about what I love, which is helping build a connection and relationships, but doing so with social media so it can add income and influence and impact on our business and for us to be able to just shine for Jesus. So I'm a social media strategist, I'm an author, I'm an adjunct faculty at Columbia International University. Now, I think it's important just for credibility because there are so many people out there. And to be completely honest, I feel that there is a lot of noise. So I think it's important for me to let you know that I have been in digital marketing for over 20 years. I started out in web design, graphic design, and project management 20 years ago, working at a digital marketing agency, and had the experience of working with great clients like Wilson Sports, Subway, and huge brands. And through my journey, as I've gone on to get a master's degree in management and leadership and built my own companies, I have had the opportunity to help thousands of business owners as well as nonprofits, specifically with social media marketing. I am a digital missionary, which isn't anything fancy. It really simply means marketing is something I love, and I want to show up with the ability to help business owners and entrepreneurs be able to do their marketing better so they can be a light for Christ in their business. I've worked with 3 completely separate Chick-fil-A operators. None of those were like, oh, this Chick-fil-A operator told this one. It's honestly relationships and me being very intentional in pursuing those. And if you know anything about me and my brand, I love Chick-fil-A. And so to me, that is something that I'm very thankful for, that I have had those experiences to be able to work with varied Chick-fil-A's and help them with their social media and digital marketing. I'm an author of The Golden Rules of Social Media. If you are a podcast listener, I have the podcast called Business, Jesus, and Sweet Tea, and I am the founder of Social Thrive Business Academy. I have no hesitation in being completely upfront and telling you that I'm going to be giving at least 60 minutes of complete content that I am just giving away. And it's not me like saying, here's what I could tell you, and it's all behind this door. But I will be, after I have given and poured into you, I will also be just inviting you to know about an opportunity that I believe could be what you need in your business. And so I just want to let you know that so it doesn't feel like I am catching you off guard. No, I want you guys to know it's important for us as business owners thinking about showing up on social media to realize that behind the business, behind the clients, behind the people that you want to do business with, and that you would like to see them pull out their card, pay you money, you be able to serve them really well and pour into them to get them to have an amazing positive result with what you do. I want you to know that there are people behind that lead or behind that client. So kind of like behind me, behind that social media marketing author, speaker, podcaster, and business owner, here's just a quick snapshot. I have a husband named Wayne that we've been married over 17 years. I'm a mom to 3 kids, ages 9, 11, 15. We are a respite home for foster children. I used to weigh 313 pounds, and I'll give you a visual of that later. I'm a survivor of an emotionally abusive marriage during my college years. Standard Poodle and Australian Shepherd mix are the dogs that I have and love. And two causes that are near and dear to my heart is being very pro life and the fight against human trafficking. So I think that I want you real quickly to hear me is I took 90 seconds to read that to you as I'm talking to you, Angela and Sandra and Bob, and everyone that's going to want to catch this later. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that there are people that you can make additional connections with, that you want to make relationships with and build and have deeper relationships. And when you go beyond just the content of what your expertise is, it allows for you to make those connections even stronger. So I'm going to be encouraging you to just be genuinely who you are, genuinely lean into the things that are important for you in your business. Now, if you are familiar with who this is the founder and CEO of Spanx. Her name is Sara Blakely. She is very smart. She literally started nothing or started something all from nothing, and she created her Spanx brand, helping women feel more confident in their clothes. And recently she was asked, if you needed to start over, what would you do in order to grow your business? And this is exactly what she said. I quote, make it, sell it, build awareness. So I want you to know that this training is specifically for people that are established business owners and have a nonprofit. You might be having maybe been in business for years, or you might be on the newer side, but yet you already know what you do. You already realize that this is your thing, and I would like to help people, and here's how they can get it. But we want to focus on helping you be able to sell it, and we want to focus on being able to help you build that awareness. So that is who I feel will get the most out of what we're going to be talking about today. So you guys have an ability to communicate, engage, and connect, and social media is a great way for you to do that. Now, some of you have Androids, some of you have iPhones, desktop, laptops, iPads. The great news about social is you can use any combination of those, and you do not need to be a master or have all of those devices. So from a tech perspective, I believe the barrier to entry is low. Full truth moment, I have never owned an iPad in my entire life. I can't stand working on an iPad, and I am pretty much the only using my 27-inch desktop person, or I do have my phone that I will do work on as necessary. But there's really not much of an in between. I only pull out a laptop if I am literally traveling and I am on the go, and it's the only option I have. And then there's my phone. So I am here to full on tell you, you can have a very successful business and not feel that you have to be a slave to all the gadgets. So face-to-face conferences, in-person meetups, speaking events, on-site festivals, church services, those are all awesome. And I am not here to say, hey, don't do those. You just need to be behind your computer. That's not what this is about, because I'm the first person to tell you there is nothing that can replace that. Those things are all amazing. But what I want to tell you is these are not an option today. And they may not honestly be an option for a while. So we have to be flexible. And with social media marketing, I want you guys to know that we can make sure that we're still getting our messages out there. So for you, that might look like you could start today, meaning start getting your message out there, start selling, getting that content on social. For some of you, you may already be very active on your social media, but you realize there's an opportunity for you to up level what you have been doing. And we've already discussed there's not really fancy equipment that's necessary for you to make the progress that you want. So your offer 2 weeks ago, maybe it worked. Today, it might not. How you communicated yesterday, maybe it worked. Today, it may not. So I want to give you some visuals because I like to see things in action. So here is a photo. This is a restaurant that currently is still able to offer curbside service pickup, and they have visuals of their food. This may not be the type of food that you might want to eat, but they have done a good job of posting some photos of Here's the actual food you can enjoy. They've got the name of their brand, they've got their location, they have their phone number. But in addition to that, they just have one really simple sentence that is relevant to now. They said, yes, we are open until 8, to go and take out only, sticky everything. So, what I want you guys to know and realize is that you've got to have messaging in your social media that's relevant to what we are experiencing in our real day today for it to help you and for you to be super effective. Now, right on your screen is a screenshot. Hollow Creek Distillery is here in South Carolina, and they recently were approached by the state and said, can you make hand sanitizer? And this is not a joke. They said, can you make hand sanitizer instead of their usual bourbon and whiskey and moonshine process? And they went straight into gear. It wasn't just like, oh, sure, we'll do that tomorrow. They literally had to go buy brand new equipment. They had to go and literally figure out exactly the way that proper government regulated hand sanitizer had to be required, what those elements looked like for it to be able to pass state inspections. And they took that on as a new thing. And so I just really want to share that to you as one, it's an opportunity and it's an example of how you can pivot. It doesn't have to be a permanent pivot, but it's something that they were able to shift. They were able to just kind of grasp it and say, we want to help our state out in this need of like this unique way that we can help. And this post for free with no paid advertising just exploded on social media. They had over 45,000 people get reach on this post. They included in words kind of what happened. And they pretty much told that same story in about a 45-second video that they put together using Adobe Spark, completely free software, and they just kind of threw photos and a couple slides that had words on them, told that story. And so this post had over 400 shares and performed very, very well, and then allowed for many other posts on their page to do great things. And so, the end of the day, you have this company that is a distillery, and those 413 shares that you see that they received, they're not all just from people that like drinking bourbon, whiskey, and moonshine. It's from healthcare providers. It's from local businesses that do business with this distillery. And they're saying things like, we're so proud of, this company that we have as one of our clients. We're so excited to have this company stepping up and helping us here in the healthcare industry. And it just really performed and did really well. And you can care for your audience by putting relevant content that, again, may be an opportunity for you to be able to pivot. Now, some of you may have your business that is honestly not able to continue or function. So I wanted to honestly have an example for you. Here is a dentist company that has a video that they put together. In addition to the video, they have some words pretty much telling their customers or the community that they are absolutely not doing business as normal. They've had to stop opening their doors, and they do kind of mention that, hey, if you're going to be interested in maybe some virtual consultations, here's how you can go about doing that. So what we have to do is, when you say, what does that mean to me, Heather? We have to be willing to say, we've got to show up on social media now and let people know how we can help them now. If you can still conduct your business, make offers, or add value to your customers' lives, you still should do that. But you've got to make sure that you are doing so in a way that lets your audience know that you're relevant with where we are right now. The late Kenny Rogers said this, and I think this is super sound, awesome wisdom for any business owner to hear. He said, you either do what everyone else is doing and you do it better, or you do what no one else is doing and you don't invite comparison. Think about that for a minute. Let that sink in and realize, what are you doing as it relates to, one, what you're conducting in your business as opportunities, as value, as how you're showing up on social, and then ask yourself, which one of those buckets might you personally fall into? So how on earth I went back to the first slide, that was very interesting. I'm not sure what I did there. We'll just kind of beat forward to where we just were. So this is kind of where you have the opportunity to do one of three things. You can pivot, and it does not have to be a permanent pivot, but it could be a change. You can think outside the box, or you can dig deep as to what you can do instead of what you can't do. And I think sometimes that we can get so consumed with what that might look like that we end up getting frustrated, and we kind of go down this train of negativity. So I'm going to set my timer, and I want you just to really think about this for just a second. And I want you to ask yourself, how can you pivot? How could you think outside the box? And how could you dig deep as to what you can do instead of what you can't do when you think of your social media marketing? I'm going to give you just like 6 more seconds, but just brainstorm that. Jot down what comes to your mind and just be willing to ask yourself how that could impact what you do. So once you're clear on how you currently serve, you can take action. So I'm going to share with you some social media tips. Number one, you want to use the Facebook Pages app with the orange flag on your phone to make uploading content easier, especially for real-time content. Tip, it is not the blue Facebook app. So if you need to know, this is what it looks like. It's the white background and the orange flag. For years, I honestly overlooked this because I just was thinking in this little bubble, okay, everybody knows this. But then I just kept running into circumstances where business owners were going through their Blue app, they were posting wanting it to be for their business, but then it looked like they were a person on their personal profile. And it is just something that you want to not do. So you want to make sure that you are looking at the right one. So here's another idea. Right now, what you guys see on the screen is a church. Now, here's the tip. Your cover photo is your biggest piece of visual real estate across LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. So I want you to think of that long rectangular shaped graphic as being like a great place for you to be very clear on how you help people. And it doesn't matter if you are the church, if you are the coach, if you are the lawyer, or if you're the dental office. You want that space to be relevant. So for example, here's a church that says in their cover photo, we will be offering online services only until further notice. Join us every Sunday at 10 a.m. So right now, everyone, Easter is very close, and there are many churches that their cover photo still is saying this is the physical location of where we were, and they're acting as if things haven't changed. And I know that their intention is not to confuse people, but that's what they're doing. So you want your cover photo to be relevant to either a very specific message. For example, something has changed very much in the church space, and people are currently attending church either online, or they've either found a new church that may have virtual or online services if their church did not do that. So you want to maximize that. And so what that might look like for you, if you are a coach that specializes in helping young entrepreneurs in get their business going like Bob does, then you want, how can you say that in 4 to 7 words, no more, and just have that be text that someone could see? And another test that you want to do is ask yourself, does the content look good on mobile? So for example, this may look a little bit on the boring side. I will give you full disclosure, but this was when I was doing a training several weeks ago, and I had a lot of blank space, but I'll tell you why. I had what I really wanted someone to be able to read and see in the middle, because I know that on mobile, oftentimes the sides get cut off. So if you said free online workshop, if they click it over here in the text of your cover photo, you can have a link to whatever it is that you want people to take action on. And we have to remember that 70 to 75% of people are looking at your social media on mobile. So I want you to know, therefore, you want to make sure that your content will look good. So here's that same cover photo that I just featured a few moments ago, telling you I was proud of them for saying something that's relevant. But this is what that message looks like for approximately 70 to 75% of the people that are going to their page. So my question to you, does that look good? It's off-centered. I can guess. I can kind of read between the lines, right? And say, I kind of think that this is what they're saying. But to avoid that, the better option is to say, I'm going to have one main thing and have it be centered in my rectangular graphic. So even on mobile, it looks good. And you can honestly just do this, guys, by testing it and seeing. So again, I start my timer kind of like at the start of this slide, just for the sake of our time. But I want you to ask yourself, how can you make changes to your social media that would more clearly communicate exactly what you need people to know? Just kind of jot that down. And I'll give you another tip. I know that the last two examples I've given you were a visual of Facebook, but the same is true. On Instagram, for example, if that's a platform that's important to you, well, you've got to make sure that you do some really key elements, like make sure that your bio on Instagram is very clear on what you do or who you serve. And the same is true on LinkedIn or any platform. Now, here's a tip that is so simple, but this can be a huge helper for you, is that you want to pin a post on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter with a recent video or a recent post expressing how you are shifting, maybe helping people, or how you might be serving people during this time. And again, that's going to vary based on what your business is. But if you are a business that maybe has normal hours, but there is a new way that you're doing business and you're conducting things on certain timelines or certain hours, you've got to keep that in mind. And you have to realize that when you are showing up in your social media. Another tip for you is ask yourself, do you have free resources or things that you have created in the past that you could formulate and kind of just make it easy for people to know that you have those free resources? So you can gather those free resources, maybe grab the links to all of them, and then just communicate to your audience how they can easily get access to it all. And I know that this might just seem like so simple, but the reality is I could tell you almost a dozen things that over the course of the last 5 years that I've created, but they are all kind of scattered in different places. So again, if you feel like maybe an extra desire right now to say, what do I already have that I've already created that I could kind of like gather? I'm not telling you to go create another opt-in. I'm not telling you to have to go create something. I'm just saying, take 15 minutes, go gather those important links for the things that you've already created and just make it really simple for people to be able to gain access to that information that you've already gone together to have available. I also want to encourage you guys that your paid opportunities during these times are not needing to stop. But here's what you have to do. Your messaging needs to 100% shift to embrace the today that your audience and your customers are facing. So what I need you to do is you've got to ask yourself, is the audience I need to serve still need help? Can I still help them? So, Angela, she has a custom sewing alterations and lessons business. I don't know. Is Angela right now busy making masks and she's had to shift or pivot? Is Angela busy doing other projects that she wants to let people know that she's got the resources to help with? Is she conducting classes online showing people how they could do X, Y, and Z? Is she sharing with people mistakes that she's seeing on certain masks when she's out and about looking on social media that people with very good intentions are doing or creating, and just using her skill set and her wisdom to just communicate and make her audience smarter? And then, like I said, in that process, there may be some pivots, but we've got to realize that you might have people that still need what you have. And it's honestly a disservice if you stop communicating that to people on how you can help them. So what should you post? So I'm going to share with you, what should you post? Here are 5 examples. You want to post things that inspire, educate your audience, motivate, evoke emotions, and make people's lives easier. So I want you to take a moment and really stop and ask yourself exactly what your mission is for your business. Why did you start your business? What is the real reason that you are in business or serving in your nonprofit? Because what oftentimes happens is people will have a deep session with a friend or a business coach, or even just people maybe that they're doing business with, and they'll have those conversations off of social media, but they'll never really include it in their marketing as to why they're doing what they're doing. And you cannot do that. Create a story, even put it up on social once and think that you're good because you mentioned it 8 months ago. You need to just be able to pivot and bring those things in pieces and pieces at a time, but keep that story alive because it allows for people to, again, have that stronger communication with you. So here's a visual. Please feel free to grab your camera, grab a phone, take a picture of this if that would be helpful for you. But if you were to think of those categories I just shared a second ago, here's what it might look like to give you real practical examples. And I want you to notice that I've got, out of these 5, one of them is your offers. So I want you to imagine that 1 out of every 5 posts is you kind of making an offer to let people know how they could take a next step with you. An offer does not necessarily mean here's a way for you to buy, click this link, it's going to take them to a sales page. It can mean that, but your offers from a business growth perspective are those things where people could take a next step to know what the journey looks like to work with you. So yes, on social, we are giving value. We are helping people. We're trying to motivate them. We want to encourage them. We want to be relevant, but we also want to make it really clear, hey, if you're interested in this, well, I'm doing this free workshop. Feel free to check it out. Hey, are you interested in this? Well, I'd love to let you know that I've got this opportunity that I am diving in and doing these group coaching sessions with 3 people. And if that seems like something you're interested in, I'd love to get on a phone call with you. Here's how we could make that happen. So think of those 5 posts and ask yourself, am I taking 1 out of 5 posts and just kind of letting people know about what that journey might look like to go on a deeper level of kind of like my ascension model of how you might want to serve in your business. But I think it's great to have these visuals. And in the evoke emotion section that you see, I think it's important for you guys to realize that evoking emotions does not necessarily mean it's controversial. It does not necessarily mean that it's highly super sad or super happy. You're just literally trying to help people feel something. So by those questions that you could ask, depending on what your business is, they can be just really short, simple questions that say something like, hey, everybody, when this is all over, tell me a place you'd love to go on vacation. That's just real. Are people traveling right now? No, but probably everyone, even if they're not huge travelers, are thinking, okay, when this is over, here's what I want to do. So that post allows for you to ask a question, get engagement that you need on social, and it allows for you to just be human and make those connections with people. Now, I will also tell you from a strategy perspective, here's what you have to know. And many people don't get this. When you think of social media and what you want to work and be effective, you have 2 main goals. One, you're trying to accomplish whatever your business goals are. Heather, I would like to increase my reach by 25%. Heather, I want more people to watch my videos. Heather, I want to have more people joining my email list. Heather, I want more people to sign up for the free training I'm doing. Heather, I want to get 2 new clients per month. Heather, I want this. Okay, so that's one thing. You want your business goals. That's one priority. But this other one, it's the social platform that you are playing on, or kind of it's like their playground, and you have to play by their rules. So for example, the reason I emphasize engagement that you want to get, and you want to be relevant, and you want to be asking questions, and you want to be thinking like your customer, is because in order to make Facebook happy, for example, you want to get people talking. You want people responding in the comments. Then when they respond, you want to then respond with some type of message to them personally. So then if you get 5 comments and you respond, that's 5 times 2, which then becomes 10 comments. So then that tells the algorithm of Facebook, hey, this post over here just got 10 engagements, 10 people. Oh, wow, wait, it's getting even better. When the people in your comments start talking to each other and they start going, yeah, that happened to me. Facebook loves that. Well, I'm not just telling you to do that just because I want us to all make like Facebook feel happy, but I'm telling you from your business perspective, it's good news because when Facebook likes and has things they want and you follow their rules and you kind of play by their playground rules, that makes them happier. And then they do two things. They show your post and your content to more people completely for free because they say to themselves, hey, people are liking this. So we want to be a part of the process of more people hearing and seeing this. And then the second thing I want you to know is that it allows for you to be able to build that reach and build that engagement. And that's going to help you have more exposure to more people to know that you exist. So for anybody who has a top priority of saying, I want more visibility, I want more people to know that I am here, I want you to know that that is something that you have to keep in mind. And that is one of the core things that I love diving into my academy and letting my members know in real time, here are changes and things that are important. So, with that being said, ask yourself this question: what should you be posting more of in order to serve well and help your audience know that you are there for them, whether you have a business or whether you have a nonprofit? So behind the product or offering that you want to sell, there's actually a human being that is living in this very world that you are. And so you have to remember that. You've got to communicate on social media like you understand that. Not that like, okay, I heard you, Heather, but I'm going to now just move on and do what I want to do. But you really have to believe it. Now, a question I received from Ashley, who's a virtual bookkeeper, and she said, how do I sell to people right now, especially when bookkeeping is a service that so many already think they can handle on their own? So here's how you got to shift your thinking. You've got to give value. You have to extend an opportunity on how you can help, and you have to show up. So here are 15 post ideas that Ashley, the bookkeeper, could do, or these could apply to you. You just change out their business for yours. Post 3 reasons to have a bookkeeper. So if you're a coach and you help people with getting over trauma or dealing with trauma or helping that be a part of their past and not defining their future, you need to post 3 reasons to have a to deal with that trauma, right? It might be worded differently, but 3 reasons why to deal with your trauma rather than just to be a stuffer. Post 3 biggest mistakes that people make when hiring a bookkeeper. Post 3 ways people can improve their bookkeeping if they are doing it themselves. Post 3 testimonials of clients that you have helped or worked with in the past, or post 3 non-bookkeeping things just to relate to your audience as a human. It could be humor, it could be a recipe, motivation, current events, you name it. So we're going to talk about video for a quick hot minute. Video is your key to human connection online. You simply need to use your phone. I'm going to share with you guys 10 simple steps on getting your video on social media and making the most of it. Feel free to take a picture of this. I would love for you guys to be social with me. So if you haven't done so yet, I'd love to challenge you. Grab your phone and either take a vertical and up and down video. So if any of you guys are on Instagram, I'd love for you to go and post this on Instagram. But I'd love for you to do so with the intent of saying, I want to do this so I can be social with Heather, so I can have more visibility for my brand. So here's how. Number 1, you're going to identify the content of the video. 2, have good lighting and audio. 3, personality and eye contact with the camera are important. Step 4, share exactly what the video is about. Step 5, give them the meat of the video as you promised. Step 6, engage with your real audience in the video. And that's probably a tip that's a little more practical if you're actually doing live content. If you are doing live content of any time, you have to realize to yourself that there are people live that are watching it. So you say something like, hey, thank you so much to all of you that are catching this live. Okay, it's something just as simple as that. It's a one sentence, it acknowledges that they're there. Step 7, have a call to action before ending the video. That could be something as simple as, hey, if you found this to be helpful, please feel free to let me know below. Or, hey, I'd be super curious to know where everybody lives. Here in the comments, let me know where you live in the world. Or you could have an action that actually guides somebody somewhere. Hey, if you're interested in joining my free program, here's how you can go and find that. That's simple. Step 8, go to social media platform of choice. So for you, if it's Instagram, if it's Facebook, if it's LinkedIn, or if it's Twitter, then you go there. Number 9, you're going to upload the video and you're going to add copy that causes curiosity. That is super, super, super important. Step 10, you're going to amplify who sees the video. And again, those are things that you could do by just being a little strategic. If you go to the effort to say, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a 25-second video on how I loved the Heather's workshop this morning. Or I'm going to take just like a little video and just record it. And I'm going to upload it to Instagram. Well, if you upload it to Instagram in your stories, but you don't tag me, I will never see it. But whether you tagged me or you tag the restaurant that you just got takeout from because you had a great experience, when you tag those other businesses in your content, it raises awareness to them that you're engaging with them. And then it allows for them, with just the click of a button, to say, oh, that's so cool. Oh, I'm so glad. This is something that really helped Bob. I'm going to now click this button that says share, and I'm going to share his Instagram story, and I'm going to share that now into my Instagram story. So the nearly 5,000 people that follow me will now see what Bob had to say. And that is how, again, simple strategy, but it's allowing your content to get out and to be seen by more and more people. If you guys are finding this to be helpful, just go ahead in the comments below and just on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being you're learning something and 1 being like, I wish I had maybe stayed in bed or not watched it, give me some feedback. And again, if you are not able to leave a comment because maybe you're watching this on the replay, I'd still love your feedback because it's always so encouraging to be able to kind of have some real time ideas on what people think. So again, a quick question for you to ask yourself is, what action will you take with video so your perfect ideal audience can get to like, know, and trust you better? And again, right now we are in a time where we cannot do business as usual. So we've got to maximize and leverage our social media opportunities. So do not, and I mean this in love, but try not to have your focus be, I'm going to just not show up for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months, however long this process is, where you're maybe not able to do normal activities. Really, instead of saying, well, I can't do this in-person event that I had planned, what can you do differently? How could you either turn it into a virtual gathering? How could you turn it into a speaking event that you do online rather than in person? How can you turn it into coaching that you do virtually? And again, it's not going to replace the face-to-face, but what it is going to do is it's going to allow you to still be relevant and still be visible to the people that you want to get attention of. Charlie, who's a land surveyor, said, my content is not exciting, Heather. I get it. I hear you. But how does all the social media work for us non-exciting businesses? So what I want to just share with Charlie, who asked that question, as well as everybody else who might feel that their business goes into that non-exciting category, you've got to realize you are you, and your brand and your company are trying to resonate with audience X. You got to know that, right? The guy who is the CEO of an 18-wheeler tractor truck company is not going to be looking for and does not want to have the same audience as the person who is the Pampered Chef consultant or the person that is the social media consultant who comes along and helps Christian business owners. They just honestly have a different feel. They're looking for people that have different needs. And that reason is because we all have different solutions. So the land surveyor, Charlie, anybody that feels that they've got a non-exciting business, the greatest tip I would have for you is to think to yourself, who are the organizations, who are the businesses that could be collaborators or partners? So they may be businesses like real estate agents, brokers, the people that if someone needs a land surveyor, who else do they need? They need a real estate agent. They need a broker. Maybe they need a lawn guy, right? Like people that mow the grass, they mow the grass at homes, but they may do mowing the grass at like other locations where there's big patches of property and like all of those things. So you have to think outside the box. And so from a social perspective, you've just got to constantly say, I'm creating content for this audience. I want to make these people smarter. I want to give them the answers to their questions. And I want to also be collaborating with the other people that can help make my audience's lives easier. And that is a way for you just to kind of like, it's a shifting in your mindset, because you've got to realize and believe that you've got value to help people. So I want you guys to take a second. If I were to ask you right now, and you don't have to put this in the chat box, but I need you to process this. I need you to say, Heather, what is one action that you're going to implement based on you having watched this today? So that's something that's important. And I want you guys to feel like that I've served you well. I want you to feel that this is helpful. I want you to feel that this is a way for you to move past where you are now as it relates to your social media. So I want you guys to know that it feels like a long time ago, but the photo that you guys see up on the screen is what I looked like and what I visually was on the outside. Do I feel that my core of who I am is the exact same when I weighed 313 pounds? Yes. And that little girl that I'm holding in that picture, she's 15 years old now. So time has gone and I have shifted. I do not physically look the same. And just like I personally have had a weight loss journey as a part of my life, I have also had a journey where I have gone from working in digital marketing, working for other people. And then in 2011, when I started my own business, I went from, I just want to make enough money to be able to supplement our income. And at first it just started, oh, I want to just make some money. And wouldn't it be nice if we could go on vacation? And then it evolved into me being enough of a financial provider to our family that I significantly added income. So when my husband in 2016 said, hey, I don't like working for the Veterans Affairs anymore, and I just want to kind of go out and start my own business, it allowed for us to say, he went 9 months and he made no money because he was literally training, starting a brand new business from scratch, doing Medicare, signing up people that are senior citizens up and letting them know all about their Medicare and their Advantage plans, and doing all of this legal logistical paperwork. Now, what he thought sounded like a fun idea, seriously, guys, makes me want to just be like, no, I would never want to just on purpose wake up and say, I want to sell insurance to senior citizens. Like, that doesn't sound fun for me, right? But he made that shift, and it was a shift that was a little bit scary because it had kind of took my part-time opportunity of making money, and it kind of said, whoa, Heather, you got to actually make this be something a little bit more than just like going on a Disney cruise. So we had the change where in 2010, the photo you see, that was the house we lived in when we were in Kentucky. And that was kind of like what life looked like for us as a single family. My husband was just getting out of the military, and he was going to begin working for the Veterans Administration. And I was just starting. And I fast forward to 2020, actually last year, so a year ago, March, we moved into the house you see on the right, and this is our home now. And this is an outward extension of how social media has impacted my personal business. And I love the opportunity to know that I could maybe come alongside and help other people. Now, answer me this. Do any of these relate to you? Just type yes in the chat box, or just think of this to yourself. Do any of these relate? Have you ever said, I struggle with insecurity when it comes to using social media? Have you ever thought, I don't know what to post that will get people to engage with our business on social? I feel like I'm floundering. I have trouble making social media feel manageable. I need more best practices of what works now since the algorithm is changing. Information overload. I don't want to repeat the same things, but I want to get it to one person who might not have seen it when I posted it the first time. Or can I really compete with the Tiger King memes right now? Have any of you guys ever thought any of these things? So I want you to shift your mind and I want you to focus on love God, love people, and serve well. Okay, great. We've got several of you guys that are finding this to be super helpful and valuable and practical. Love it. Someone said that this is kind of like resonating with them. They can totally relate to some of these statements. So I want you guys to know that I've got this framework called the social framework. It's actually the foundation of the book I wrote called The Golden Rules of Social Media Marketing. And it's based on an acronym for the word social. And when I created this and I put this success path together, I believe that this is the success path for people that want to effectively grow their businesses with social media and they want to thrive in business with strategy and kindness. Now, is that you? Do you want to thrive in your business and you want to stop just trying to survive and you want social media to actually help you get results? So, I'm going to just kind of walk through these 6 parts of what that success path of that social framework are. So, we've got the strong foundation. That is where I cover what that looks like. You know, I talked at the beginning of this training. This is primarily for people that are established business owners. It doesn't mean that you might not need help. So, we have a strong foundation section where we really clarify to you social media 101. This is what social media done well is. And this is the foundation in your strategy that you have to have. You must know who you serve, how you serve them, what you offer them, and how you are different than everyone else that does what you do. Because, newsflash, you are not the only person who does what you do. And you've got to realize that, you've got to embrace it, and part of your personality and part of your backstory is how you can do that. The O stands for optimize relationships. Every one of you guys, I've never met, maybe in person. Some of you watching, maybe we've met at a conference, and maybe that's how we initially came to know one another. But the reality is, social media marketing is a way for you to maximize word of mouth on steroids because you have the ability to truly build connection, relationships, partnerships, collaborations, but most importantly, as businesses, you're able to increase the leads in the business and the sales by those relationships that you are investing in by showing up and doing social media the right way. The C stands for choose the right platform. I have people oftentimes tell me, I don't know which platform I should be on, or they're like, I want to do Instagram, but I don't know where to get started. And so I love to teach people how to choose the right platform and then how to give them exactly what they need rather than you watching 16 hours of training on Instagram, because you don't have to have 16 hours on Instagram to know the key core things that you need to be doing effectively to get traction on that platform. The I stands for influential content. This means that what you create and put out on social media cannot just be carbon copy of what everyone else is doing. So I want you to hear yourself and believe that you've got expertise, you have experience that can help somebody else. And I want to just real quickly speak to the person right now that's thinking, I've not arrived. I don't have all of this. And I want you to realize the people that you're here to serve, the people that you can sell to, the people that you can honestly build your business with, they may be people that are a couple or several steps behind you in your own journey. You do not have to be a Forbes 7-figure like business owner for social media to effectively help you. You are literally just saying, these are the people I know I can serve, and what I'm doing needs to influence those people by being super helpful. Okay, sorry about that. Just had someone else need to join the call, so I just needed to quickly share that. The A in our social framework stands for automation and systems. So, what you guys have to realize is that yes, social media can feel like a complete time taker. It can feel very overwhelming. But when you have smart systems in place, when you use automation the right way, meaning that you do schedule your content and you do so in such a way that it allows for you to go to bed each night knowing that you have some content scheduled, that every day you're not waking with this burden of, oh my goodness, what am I going to post? How am I going to post it? And then the systems that we talk about and teach are this idea of batching. When you batch your content, you batch your time, you're able to make so much more use out of a 15-minute block of time to create content than if you literally are just sitting down for hours on end, just feeling like you're just spinning your wheels. And then my most important piece that I believe as Christians, you can have the legacy and kingdom impact in your business. I'm going to share with you guys a true story. If you have two companies, both awesome products, awesome people, but great personality, right? People at the end of the day have to make a decision on who they are going to buy from. And so, what I want you guys to realize is that when people have a choice of who they're going to buy from, when you show up and you say, this is what we stand for, this is what's important to us, and you include that in your messaging, you make it easier for people to be like, hey, both of these options seemed super similar, but this brand stands for something that I believe in. This brand is looking at this from the perspective that I am. And so, as I was teaching yesterday in my college course, my book talks about there are ways to make a legacy impact. And yes, we can post Bible verses, and yes, as believers, we can do those great things. But other ways that we can make a legacy impact? It's really simple. Mentor someone for free. Smile every day. Say please and thank you. Invite God to help you start in your business every day. Genuinely care for others. Live the golden rule, or be transparent. Now, those are just a couple of the 25 ways that I believe that you can have legacy and kingdom impact. But what I want you all to know, and I want you to be encouraged by, is that when you've got your business and you have as a core foundation in the ability for you to have a legacy and a kingdom impact, you are actually setting yourself up for being able to have more success. So, how would you like to have access to me as your social media marketing mentor and business coach for free? 2 hours every single month, me available. I like to think of it as this is a way for you to have me available to be kind of in your back pocket, so to say, able to give you real time help each and every single month. So, like I said, I am a speaker. I travel. I've been to India. I've been to Arizona. I've been to California. I've been to North Carolina, Missouri. I speak on stages, but that is just one piece of what I do as a digital missionary. I have a goal to help business owners, business leaders that love Jesus, and help them use their social media so they can thrive in business with smart strategy and kindness. So I want to introduce you guys to Social Thrive Business Academy. So for the next few days, I'm actually opening the doors to my Social Thrive Business Academy. And I want you to know that if you enroll now, you get me as your mentor and your business coach completely for free. So I'd like to let you guys know, I'm going to share with you just a couple spotlights of some of our members. Some of them are past members. And I say that honestly and completely transparently to say we currently have in 2020 April people that are still in our membership that joined in May of 2018. We have other members that have been in for a year plus. We have other members that come in for 4 months and they get what they need and they move on. And I am the type of leader where I want to equip you to fish, and I want you to stay as long as you need the help And then I am a raving fan forever. So I want to share with you a little bit about Carrie. She said that Social Thrive helped her go on her Facebook business page from 554 to 1203 followers organically in 15 months. She said that the training that she received has directly increased her visibility. She said she's increased her page activity, and she really feels that she has truly built relationships with her ideal client. And she said that Social Thrive Business Academy and the training has helped her have this be her first year in the black. Now, Sandra is right here actually with us live on this training. So Sandra Lovelace said that Social Thrive Business Academy is helping her increase kind of like her available of information. She sees it as an excellent role model for her. It's encouragement and it's a support along the way. She said she can feel herself developing the mindset and habits to move her ministry forward as God leads. And she said, I'm also enjoying the camaraderie that's coming to life with other members. So that's such an encouragement to me, just to hear from others. Now, Kelly is a hair salon owner. She is in Illinois. She's one of our founding Social Thrive Business Academy members that we had. And she said that the engagement has been wonderful and it has inspired a new way for my business to serve my customers. She focuses her attention on using certain platforms like Facebook and IG, and it's allowed her to say, I need to not spread myself thin and try to be everywhere. And it actually said, she said it helped her actually enjoy social media again. When you know better, you do better. She said, I feel this rings true for me and I'm having fun in the process. So I love that. So what is the investment to join Social Thrive Business Academy? Well, I just want to kind of give you a little bit of a comparison. So my one-to-one coaching rate is currently $1,000 an hour. My done for you services, which I do not do that for more than 4 clients at any given time, is $24,000 a year, starting at $2,000 a month of a minimum. But inside of Social Thrive Business Academy right now, there are over 32 hours of educational packed information already available for you immediately. Now, I want to share with you one more member. Mary Lou Saylor is one of our founding members who is actually still inside of Social Thrive. And she said it's been a huge difference for her business. She's found it to be super motivational and helped her be more creative in her marketing. And she's got a phenomenal background in media, but she said she has gained confidence in her video presentations. She's also learned valuable insights, helped her with her engagement. In fact, she got her Facebook engagement up 293% because of content she's learned inside. So if you want to join, we've got different methods, and I'm going to kind of put this all up here on one slide for you. But just to kind of let you know, on a monthly basis, the value of what you get is valued at $247 a month, but the monthly rate to join is $97 a month. You stay enrolled as long as you would like, and you can cancel at any time. You do get immediate access to all of the stages, the educational training. There's 24 access, and you can get it on your desktop, mobile, iPad, or your laptop. And it's very simple, guys. It is a Facebook group that is private and exclusive for our members. And the content is either there in that Facebook group, or if we create checklists or we create documents for you, we have that link and it's literally available for you in Google Docs. So this is not something that you have to remember a username and a login and password. It's like very accessible, and it's just really super practical. We have new trainings each and every month, and it's not to confuse you or to be a burden, but it's here to be an asset. So if you were to join our monthly version that we have, that would be valued at $11.64 for a year. And we normally have the yearly annual version available for $9.70, which is a savings on that $11.64. But during this enrollment, we felt God calling us to say, what can you do to honestly lower that price point, to lower the barrier, and make yourself available to help people longer? So I want you to know that we've got 40% off of our annual membership, and you can join for $697, and that gives you access for 1 full year. And you get access to all of these things that I just shared with you. Now, Michael Jackson and this is Michael K. Jackson. He's been he shared with us that he found Social Thrive Business Academy to be instrumental in providing insight and tools necessary to grow his brand. He is a speaker, and he is absolutely doing amazing things on LinkedIn. And I'm so encouraged when I see what he's doing. But when you join Social Thrive Business Academy, you guys get that monthly mentoring and business coaching with me and your business completely for free. And that is valued alone by itself as $12,000 that you have. Because I like to give extras, and I just kind of trying to sweeten this deal for you all to say, is this something that you truly need? I've got another bonus where you get my 5 golden rules of social media marketing. It's a 60-minute training. It's valued at $97, and you will be getting that over the course of the next 2 weeks. It's already done and created, but we've got to get that available, and it would be sent to you. Now, we've got our annual membership available as an extra bonus, in addition to everything else I have told you, that you get the bonus of having Voxer access to me for any month in 2020. Now, this is valued at $500. So that meant if you join today and you say, Heather, October is the intense month in my business where I need help. I'm going to be doing all these things, and I want to basically have walkie-talkie access to you on my phone for a full month, where I can walkie-talkie you a question personally. You can leave me this long message and I hear it and I respond. Then I will Voxer you back with immediate access for you and your business. And we will have that dialogue back and forth for a month of your choosing. And that is when you choose our annual membership option. So I do have a fast action bonus, which ironically, this was supposed to be last night, but because of our tech issues, we're doing this today. So this will expire tonight at midnight, Friday. But the fast action bonus is if you join Social Thrive, one of our annual memberships, and I do want to clarify that is a typo. So you do have to join the annual membership. You will get a 60-minute one-to-one, just you and me, strategy session and a signed copy of my book. And that's something that you will get on top of everything else if you choose our annual plan. Now, we've done something we've never done before, and we've actually offered an additional payment option that I do want to tell you guys about. Hold on one second. Somebody just private messaged me and asked me for the link. So I'm typing this link for you to join in the chat box. The link is right there in the chat box, but you can see it on your screen. It's joinsocialthrive.com. And so this is that extra option that we've never had before. There are 3 ways you can join. You can join monthly, $97 a month. No contract. You cancel anytime. You stay as long as you want. You could say, Heather, I want to do this for $97. I want to give you $97 because I found this to be helpful, but I have no intentions of staying longer than $97. I just want to get a month's worth of everything I can. Well, you could join, pay $97, stay in a full 30 days, get as much as you want out of it, and be done and cancel. Simple. But the option that we've added that we have never had before is an additional annual option. So you would get all of those annual bonuses I just mentioned to you if you choose the 2-pay option, which is right at the top in the middle where it says $349. And that's not a payment this month and next month, but we're just trying our best to go what would be the most helpful. It's taking that $697 payment and it's pretty much breaking it up into 2 payments 6 months apart. So if you joined and you chose this option, you would pay $349 today, and then you would pay another $349 in October, which is 6 months from now. And that would be how you would break up your annual plan. Or you can make the choice to say, I just want to pay it once. I want to get that over with, and I just want to pay in one time. So visually on the screen, I want everyone to really just kind of see that if you join the monthly option, it's valued at $1,257 if you take into account the bonuses I just shared, and you're getting that for $97. And if you look at the annual options, whichever one you choose, the pay in full or the 2-pay option, you're basically having a value of $13,000 a little over 13,000, but you're getting it for the price of $697 or 2 payments of $349. So that's something that I am really excited to be able to have as an offer for you all. Maria said she's doubled her sales every month since opening her boutique. She said the sky is the limit and I have no intention of slowing down. My online sales are phenomenal and she has found it to be very, very helpful. And I love being able to just kind of tell you guys a little bit more about other members. So what I want to do is just open this up to 2 different options. If there is anyone right now that has a question about Social Thrive, or you've got a question that has come up while I've been talking, I'd love for you to feel free to put your message in the chat. If you are here live and you would like to ask your question, or if you have a question, maybe you're watching this later on the replay, you can feel free to email me and let me know what that is. But if someone had a question, whether it's business related to you in social media marketing, or if it is about Social Thrive, I would be more than happy to take a few moments here to answer those for you. Does anyone have a question that maybe has been on your mind while I was talking? I really appreciate each and every one of you. We have had several people come in and we've had like a great turnout of people that are staying. And we know that we had a lot of people email us and tell us that the change in the time, because normally I'm not watching trainings at 7:30 in the morning either. They said they're very excited about being able to catch the replay. So I'm really excited just to be able to show up, help you guys. It doesn't look at the moment like we have any questions, but I just want to say Tim and Angela and Bob and Sandra and everyone that's watching right now, thank you so much for being here. I would highly encourage you, if you feel that social media is something that you need help with for your business. If you've got an online business, this is for you. If you have a service-based business, this is for you. If you have a local brick and mortar, that is something that we absolutely do. That's one of my main clients, is an actual brick and mortar distillery. So I am here to tell you I can help. Angela says, how simple is this for those of us that are technologically challenged? I think that's what she meant. So that's a great question. So I would say that if you know how to use a computer, if you know how to access Facebook, if you know how to use a phone, and you are willing to learn, that you will find that I am willing to take down anything I can to a level on which people can understand it. So it's like I like to meet my members where they are. If I have people that need help on a particular topic, we dive into that. And one of the things I love about the business and the coaching calls that we do on a monthly basis, it's basically broken up into 2 60-minute calls, Angela. And what we do is we do it face to face like this. So it's like Zoom. And normally, if we were in our coaching session, we would all be visible. We would say, okay, Angela, so tell me what question, what are you struggling with, or how can I serve you? How can I help you? And you talk a little bit, we flesh it out. I coach you through something. But if your question is, I don't really understand how to add the link for my Facebook business page, how do I get that to show up over on my Facebook personal profile? Well, rather than me just like randomly like do this, I literally do a screen share and I switch my screen. I open up the Facebook app, and this is all being recorded, by the way. When we have our business coaching calls, it's recorded and we upload them for a replay for anyone who couldn't attend, or if you're like, I need to see that again. And then I literally on the screen walk you through and say, click this button, click this button, click this button, edit here and save it. So I hope that helps, Angela, and maybe just kind of gives you a little bit of a point of reference of, by nature, I'm a teacher. Years ago, back in 97, when I went to college, I actually went to school to be a special education teacher. My journey shifted due to just crazy in my personal life, but it's so cool how God just kind of like weaves things back. And I feel like I get to do what I love, which is teach something that I'm super, super passionate about. And I like to keep things very simple, Angela. I'm all about high level strategy. That's awesome. But you can be smart and you can have very great strategy. But if you can't communicate it to somebody else in a way that is easy to understand so they know how they can execute it, then it absolutely makes it not as effective. So, Angela, let me know if I answered your question. Sandra says, I don't have any questions. Thank you for this training. It's the same approach and value of everything that you do. I'm so glad to be a part of Social Thrive. Yes, she's good at step by step in every way. So that's fantastic. Thank you, Sandra, for that recommendation and for that. I appreciate it. Well, Bob and Tim, all of you guys, Sandra, everyone that's watching this now, all of you that are watching this on the replay, I hope you have a super amazing, blessed Easter. I pray that on this Good Friday that you would have time to just be reflective of just the blessing that we all have as we're getting ready to just go into Easter, just celebrating that, Jesus died on the cross, guys, but we will be celebrating on Easter that he is risen. So I am excited. And the last thing I want to just share as I close out with you is when I was on my journey, and guys, it was dirty. It was dirty. When I say dirty, I mean, it was kind of like messy. It was like, try this, try this, try this. And I personally, I do have mentors. I've got people I love. I've got people I respect, but there's a really small bubble of people that I feel that I am able to grow from and learn from, that openly love Jesus, that are looking at their business and their Christian outlook on world. And so I unapologetically want to let you know that it's one of my greatest joys to be able to show up as a believer, to encourage you in your faith, to just keep stepping out, to keep taking action, and to know that we're looking at this on this journey. And inside of Social Thrive, I didn't even mention this, and you'll see more of this on the sales page if you go and check out that link. But we love praying together. We have prayer and praise encouragement calls every month where we're literally like, what can we praise? What's going great for you? Awesome. How can we pray for you? And we're praying together with one another. And it's just a really special, sweet time. So I am, again, thankful for each and every one of you. If anybody has a question, let me know. But if you feel prompted that this is what you need, I would love for you to consider doing so today, so you could take advantage of getting that additional 60-minute call where it's just you, it's just me, and having that as just like an extra sweet, sweet gift that you are able to take advantage of. And again, for those of you that have ever been in the business space and you're like, I just want to ask this question for someone that will tell me what I need to hear and not just what I want to feel, and they will be honest with me and I can have access to them even if I'm feeling like I'm busy, like just the business and the coaching calls that you would have available to you inside of Social Thrive. If I'm being honest, if you took away all the training and if that was all you got, the price point for you to be able to have access to that for any of the options of how you would want to pay would be completely a huge, super, super wise investment, just to help you with the strategic decisions that you might need to be thinking about and considering when you're working on your business. So guys, I'm going to end. We've got a few minutes extra, but that's okay. That means you've got 10 more minutes to just go and maybe just relax or laugh or get some things accomplished. And I hope you guys are encouraged. If you found this to be helpful, I'd love you to let me know. So if I send a follow-up email and I just say like, hey, how did this help you? I'd love for you to just kind of share that with me as well privately. Well, you guys be blessed. I hope everyone has a super fantastic day, and I will see you guys around on social media. Bye-bye.